Hello, my name is Lawrence Golan, and I am the Helen N. Jewett Music Director of the Yakima Symphony Orchestra. I'm talking today with our principal horn, Jeff Snedeker, who is also a professor at the University of Central Washington, and the news was just released that he has won a major award there at Central called the Board of Trustees Distinguished Faculty Award. And I just thought it would be nice if we could talk to Jeff about this amazing accomplishment and hear more about it. So, Jeff, welcome and congratulations. What a great honor.
Thank you. It really is. I think the thing that is interesting, at least, or might be interesting to people, especially outside of academia, is that, a lot of times awards are for very specific things. And our university, just like probably every university, has a variety of awards and acknowledgments, recognitions for different types of activity. So for example, we have at Central, we have a couple of different types of awards that use the word distinguished, right? Usually the association with distinguished, whatever it says, is somebody's old. They've been around for a long time, or they've done things in such a way that are noteworthy in whatever way they think is important. We have, for example, distinguished faculty awards that are specific to teaching, that are specific to scholarship or scholarly activity, and for service. When it comes to teaching, a person who is considered for an award, a teaching award, they collect their syllabi to see if what they're doing, it makes sense, to show that they have the ability to organize classes in a good way. But it's not just that. They also look at student evaluations. They have peer evaluations from other faculty. Sometimes they have outside evaluations from people that have sort of a perspective on what they do, not just within the university, but outside, especially from the standpoint of teaching. The same thing happens with scholarship, where they look at published articles. In the case of music, you look at performance venues, if they've toured or they've given significant concerts somewhere, conference presentations, the composing, those types of things. And they look at that collection of stuff. When it comes to service, they look at, are they doing work for the betterment of the students at the university, for the betterment of the profession? Are they part of professional organizations? Do they extend the expertise of what they do in their particular field out beyond just themselves to benefit others? And so you take those three areas, and like I said, at our university, we have awards that are specific to to each of those, and they're awarded every year or so. And what's interesting about it is that when you talk about something that's distinguished, like I said before, the inference is it's for somebody who's been established for a long time. That makes them distinguished, or as some people would, say, extinguished, but no, distinguished. But there's always a little confusion, sometimes, not always, but sometimes there's some confusion about when you say distinguished, do you mean a long-term commitment or a long-term demonstration of excellence? Or is it just like a certain period of time that you were really great for 5 years, and so you're going to get a distinguished award for what you did, not necessarily how long you did it? So there's always a little bit of confusion there, I think, when faculty sit down or committees sit down to make those sorts of decisions. So what's different about this award, which I have to tell you is unbelievably humbling, because I know the amazing number of things that just people within my own department do, let alone the rest of my university. What's important about this award is, number one, this is the first time this award has ever been offered. So it's a brand new award. And second is that it is designed to recognize longer term service and I've been at the university now for 28 years, so it's kind of a long time. But it also represents a balanced approach to those three areas that I just described. So they're looking for someone who has demonstrated their word excellence in teaching and scholarship and service. And you need to be nominated. You can't just, raise your hand and go, how about me? You have to be nominated by somebody else. And I was very fortunate to be nominated by my department chair, which was just an honor in itself that he would feel like, he could nominate me. There's a process that they go through that goes through various levels of evaluation. And what's special about this is that it actually has the Board of Trustees name on it, so it represents basically the highest award our university can give to any faculty member for any reason. And that's why I'm just, like I said, I'm amazed, proud, thrilled, partly because it's nice to get a pat on the back. You put a lot of work into stuff. It's nice to have people notice. But even more importantly to me, I know it sounds sort of, hollow, but I truly mean it. I like the fact that a music department gets the first acknowledgement of this in a university setting. That to me is a big deal. Regardless of who, the fact that our department is the first to receive this sort of acknowledgement for faculty work is a huge deal to me. And that in itself is just, part of what makes it so thrilling and so exciting. So that's the framework for it.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I was asked to write a letter of support for you for this award,
And I still got it after you did that. I still got it. It's amazing.
I did what I could to tell them the truth, but But no, what I was going to say is, for me, it was an absolute no-brainer, because even within your role, which is just a small part of your professional life, even within your role with the Yakima Symphony, you're doing exactly that. You're performing as principal horn, which in university speak would be, your scholarship. You're teaching as the curator and host of our pre-concert lectures, where you teach the audience about the music and the composers that they're about to hear every night prior to each concert. And then in terms of service, for decades, and I can't even say how long, because you were doing it before I joined the orchestra, you were just a key member of the orchestra committee, the co-chair of the committee, and doing so much to help the orchestra develop its policies and procedures and fairness and all of those things. So again, even within this one slice of your professional world, you're exemplifying all the areas this award was looking to acknowledge. So like I said, for me, it was an absolute no-brainer. And I'm thrilled that you have won this award, and we're all at the Yakima Symphony very proud of you. And we're so happy that you're a member of our team.
Thanks. Having gotten a lot of encouragement from various people over the years, mentors and colleagues and so forth, and even students, frankly, people I work with, it just reminds me that of things that were important as I was growing up. My parents were really, actively engaged in their community. They always encouraged us to look for ways to help. And it's not just the altruistic sort of let's help each other. It's more like, well, if you can help other people, that's great. But if you can help a situation, that also helps people. And if there's anything you can contribute, you should, and that's a hard one when we feel like we're limited in terms of time and so forth. But one of the things that I've learned is some help is better than no help. Some involvement is better than no involvement. it doesn't have to be an all or nothing decision every time. You help as much as you can, you do as much as you can, you prepare yourself as well as you can, and you look for ways to, in a sense, give back for what you have received. So, again, that sounds kind of hokey and quaint and so forth, but it's the truth. I mean, I do believe there's time for everything, even when I think there's no time to do anything. It's just a matter of figuring it out, and you just keep trying. And so, again, easy to spout, from the old up here on the mountaintop. Yeah, it really is an ongoing process. And, it's nice to get some recognition for it, to get a pat on the back. And I definitely appreciate it. But the next day you get up and you got to do something again. I still got to practice. I mean, I still have to practice, but that's part of it. I got to read stuff to keep up on things. I got to make sure that I respond to emails. I got to, it's still an ongoing process. And that will continue forever. So.
Once again, congratulations.
Thank you.
Jeffrey Snedeker, the principal horn of the Yakima Symphony Orchestra, who is also a professor at the University of Central Washington and just became the first ever recipient of a major award there, the Board of Trustees Distinguished Faculty Award. Thank you for joining me, Jeff.
No, thank you. Thank you.